Hibernation is finally over. Let's plug their heat pad back in. Let's see how they're doing. Check out my Novo Messer cockerelli. What the? They're they're all dead. What the? They're all dead. Nah, I'm just messing with you guys. My Novo Messer cockerelli are doing just fine. And welcome to another episode of California Ant Keeper. And I know it's been a minute, guys, but now it's a new season. All of my colonies have not had protein in about 2 months, so they are starving. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to make a video of feeding them for the first time in 2 months of not eating. But as you can see, it did not take long for me to make my first mistake of the year. I did not kill this cricket enough like I thought I did when I put it in the outworld. Somehow this cricket managed to crawl its way into the nest. Luckily, this cricket was very small. I'm lucky that's all Petco had at the time. So, and luckily this colony made very short work of it. This colony was very smart and managed to move all the brood out of the room where they were killing the cricket in. And that was very smart because it managed to make sure no brood got hurt or destroyed during the battle. This colony is coming up on 2 years old in about a month, and they lost about 25 workers during the hibernation. So they went from about 100 to about 75. So, but this colony should really take off this year. All right, next colony I'm going to feed is my Liometopum occidentale colony 2.0. This is actually my second colony of these. I've shown them in a few videos when she got her first workers last year. So she's not even a year old yet. And I fed her very little protein to make sure her numbers stay in control for the first year. This is probably one of my favorite species. That's why I have two colonies of them. But my own personal colony, the first one, it was a lot larger than this when it was this age. And I just didn't want to go the same route the second time around because it just got out of control really quickly. And as you guys could see that dead cricket, I really made sure I killed it and smushed it before I put it in there. With a colony this size, you never want to throw a live cricket in there. It's just going to be too hard for them to take down, and you're probably going to lose a lot of workers in the process, and that's not something you want to do if you really care about your colony. This colony is probably actually about to be rehomed, but in the meantime, I'll just enjoy taking care of it because I really do enjoy when it's at this stage. The next colony we have is Camponotus fragilis. I think these guys were like still half hibernating because they seemed to take a while to realize there was even a cricket in there. So this is a pretty large nest, so it's hard for me to see in every little nook and cranny of it. But it looked like during hibernation the brood pile went down to completely nothing. No eggs, no nothing. So she already has a giant pile of eggs going though, so that I think that's a good sign, and these grow really fast, so from egg to larva to pupa, so they like really fast. So I don't think it's going to be a problem. But once the message got back to the rest of the nest that there was food, a lot more workers started coming out, especially more majors. To me, this colony looks like it probably lost about a quarter of its workers over hibernation, which isn't too bad, and they still got a lot of workers. These girls are kind of fun to watch hunt because they kind of freak out and just run around and just spray a whole bunch of acid all over them and hope it dies. So it's kind of funny. This colony has a lot of room left in its nest right now, actually, probably too much. But in like a month or two, when they are just booming, they are probably going to fly through all the extra space in this nest. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I already have two really massive colonies in my house, and I really don't want to make it a third, so I'm probably just going to cut back their protein a little bit so I can keep them in this nest as long as possible because I really don't want to have to upgrade it every year. It only took about 15 minutes for this colony to take down the few crickets that were in there, and that was actually surprised me. I actually thought it was going to take a little longer than that, but it seemed a lot of them remembered how to hunt still. To me, it seems like there's always like a few in the colony that have just a little bit more courage than the other girls, and they just go in there and they just handle it. And you can see this girl just holding on right here, And she's ultimately the one that helps bring it down while this other one's spraying acid on it. However, I do have good news to announce. I did find my first 4 queens of the year yesterday. 4 Myrmecostus or honeypot queens. I do not know the species, however. I actually got really lucky yesterday, and I was on a hike with my shovel, and I came across 4 holes. I dug them up, and sure enough, there was honeypot queens in there. We had containers on us, and we took them home and immediately put them in the mini hearth. So we'll just cross our fingers and hope for the best. And they're already on heat, so hopefully that helps them. And I tried to feed them, so I don't know if they ate or not. But yeah, that was just really lucky. So hopefully those queens survive. And here's Liometopum occidentale colony 1.0. I love this beautiful colony, and they're coming up on their 2-year anniversary. They made short work of the live crickets, and I don't ever have to worry about this colony. They just swarm everything. But you could see the difference from when it was a younger colony to a giant one. And even this colony is not a giant one anymore because they had a big escape probably about a month and a half ago, maybe. But all winter, this queen did not stop producing eggs. She slowed down a little bit, but the whole winter she had a decent brood pile going. And she didn't have that last year, and I actually thought she escaped last year because she had no brood. So it was nice to see the whole winter she had it. And here's a preview of one of the honeypot queens I found. So let's get a good look. And oh my word, what do we have here? She is gorgeous. I really did forget how amazing this Camponotus CAO2 queen is to look at. But I made the same mistake again. I must be rusty over the winter break because I did not kill the cricket again, and I thought I did. And it's not good for this colony because this colony is way too small to be trying to hunt down a cricket, even this small cricket. And I haven't put a barrier on this nest because I like to see in, and if I open it, they will just come running out. So I can't even open the lid to try to kill the cricket. And I know it's inevitable that eventually the cricket is just going to go down inside the nest, and it sucks, but there's like nothing I can do at this point, especially if I don't want to lose any workers. But honestly, I am really surprised at how good of fighters these Camponotus CAO2 are. They seem to be better fighters than a lot of the other larger Camponotus species I've kept in the past and the ones I keep now. This queen did really good her first year. She probably had about 50 workers, and it's probably down to about 25 after hibernation, but she still does have a pretty nice egg pile going. And that's what worries me because I knew this cricket was going to go in there, and I honestly don't know if it got to the eggs or if they got hurt or anything. So I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that they're still okay. The cricket probably ran around the outworld for probably about 15 minutes, just hugging the glass, running around the outside, while the 1 or 2 brave ones would jump on it once in a while and try to take its limbs off. But here's the moment that I knew was going to come. The cricket went into the nest. And this queen is very, very scared of anything light, like any kind of vibration. She's very sensitive. And so, man, I just knew this wasn't a good situation. And it sucked to watch. It sucked to film. But it's what happened. But then something changed. The queen got brave and she started trying to attack the cricket. I was pretty amazed by this, but it was fascinating to watch. Now that the queen had joined the fight, you could tell that the damage was taking its toll on the cricket, and it was visibly getting slower and slower and slower. The queen began chasing the cricket from each nest side back and forth for like the next 10 minutes, and she would get some good bites on him, and you could tell the cricket was actually starting to die now. This isn't the first time I've seen a big Camponotus queen take down a prey. I've seen it before with my Camponotus curcicola, but I don't. It might even be in one of my older videos. I don't know for sure, but she likes to fight. The curcicola queen, she will go out in the outworld and try to take down prey by herself. She's like If you want it done right, you got to do it yourself. But after the fighting was over, I did notice that there was one casualty in the fight, and the ants are already weak because they're coming out of hibernation, so I might even have one or two more casualties, unfortunately. And I knew that was going to happen as soon as I noticed the cricket wasn't dead. So I knew I was going to have a bad day, and so was this colony. But this channel's coming up on a year old, so I want to thank everyone that's been watching my channel since the beginning, all the subscribers and people that continue to follow me. And I hope I can always update you on my colonies through their whole life cycle when they get elates later on, and we can just document it and watch it all together. Thanks, guys. See you next time.